Hi, Mark the Guitar Guy here. Just wanting to answer some questions to do with guitar picks and what type of picks are out there. When you're choosing a pick, I think if you're a beginner, it's a nice idea to start with a pick that's very flexible. So here's an example of a pick that's really flexible. It's just a nylon Jim Dunlop pick. This one's a 0.73mm pick. Now that gives you an idea of the thickness of the pick. It's based on 1mm would be obviously 1, and then we've got 0.73 of a millimeter here, so it's nice and thin. You can go a lot thinner than that, but I think it's a good place to start around the 60 or 70 area, like 0.70, 0.60 area. Somewhere around there is good because you have a lot of flexibility. And with these particular picks, we've got a lot of sort of grooves in the pick, so there's somewhere to hold. It's nice and grippy. So when you're first starting out, you want a lot of grip on the pick because it's something new for you. Now you might want to stay on that, you might want to change that for your own style, but as you get a bit better, you might want to have a little bit more response from that pick. So you want less movement, you want it to move less. And I've got a pick here that I use. It's the it's one particular green colour, but it's about a 1mm pick. It's quite thick, and the movement of it is very little movement you can see there. I'm pushing and pulling that, and it's hardly moving. That's what you want to maybe work your way up to. If you don't like hard picks, you can always still use a soft pick, especially for strumming and things like that, which I sometimes do. But for picking, you want one that doesn't, like, especially fast, you don't want one that moves too much, because if you're picking and it's moving a lot, you're going to take a long time before you can do another stroke with that pick, because there's lots of flexibility. You've got to go a lot further to pick the note. See how far I've got to go to pick that note? It's a long way before the note is picked. Whereas with a harder pick, there's a smaller radius to pick. So there's a smaller radius, it's not as much flexibility there. Also, you can get quite a lot of sort of expression out of that pick with a harder pick, because you can get stuck right in, or you can back right off with the way you're holding a pick. So I recommend starting out, if you're a beginner, with something nice and easy to play with, something that's nice and pliable, good grip on it, very flexible, and that's a great way to start. And then progress up to the other picks as you go. We'll catch you later.